Good morning. Today is the third day on the Camino. We're leaving out of Vila do Conde, and it's a long day today. 19 miles likely, maybe more, 20 even. Could be only 18 or 16, who knows, really. We had a decent stay last night at this apartment inside of a building that is basically been renovated as a co-op workspace, as a coffee shop, and some other like storefront. But what's interesting is that the window opens up into their business space downstairs. So when we got here yesterday, it looked like folks were still working, and they haven't quite made it in yet this morning. We are on our way up towards Espazende. We just passed a sign that said 3 hours time to Espazende. It just started raining pretty good here on the coast of Varzim do Praia, I think, something like that. It's raining, but we got our ponchos on. I got my bathing suit on, so we're good. And it's not Colorado mountain cold rain. It's Atlantic Ocean mild rain, so that's good. We'll be looking for some cafe action here shortly. Hopefully can get an espresso and something for breakfast. So from a wet and rainy but still beautiful Camino, we will be wishing for some sunshine here hopefully in the next hour or so.
the Camino on this route, this coastal route, or Sendo del Toro, I'm not really sure which route we're actually on. I've always, for whatever reason, heard that maybe it's not as busy as like the Francis, and it probably isn't. Francis. Camino Frances. But up ahead you could see there's a lot of pilgrims on this route, and we've been seeing a ton today. We were just at a cafe where there were a good amount of pilgrims in there too. So I don't know, I think you get a little bit of both on this one, which is pretty cool. But you know, I think the Camino's also been getting more popular as every year goes on after COVID. And so we're just catching it where maybe the Portuguese is in a swing upwards. You can see some sand dunes here. Just on the other side is the ocean. We're back off the actual coast now, and you know, seemingly in regular countryside. Boardwalk continues, but now we're moving inland, and we're on the boardwalk, but we're in this like forest, which is pretty awesome. It smells like tea, and there's been a lot of greenhouses, and so I'm assuming what used to be a route just on these roads, you know, at some point they decided to build a boardwalk so you can not be on the road, which is kind of nice. So we just stopped at a church in a town. We're definitely in the theme of going from town to back roads to town to back roads now. What was through the forest off of the coast is now from town through farmland. So similar to Logroño, where you're surrounded by something like a bunch of wine vineyards. Here you're surrounded by farms, and like small farms, like local crops. We've been seeing a ton of onion, some corn, some tomatoes were planted, beans, squashes, things like that. And you know, it's starting to have a little bit of a vibe of like Pacific Northwest in a way, with the smaller farms, and with the pine trees and being right off the coast. In fact, we're, I guess, at the Pacific North, or the Atlantic Northwest of Portugal, and it's pretty cool. It's a nice change from the coast. We're gonna get another, I don't know, maybe a couple Ks or a mile or so of coastal views today, maybe some tomorrow and the next day, and then that's it. But not a whole lot more beach walking. I think those are gonna be this, and now it's gonna be more town and forest walking, which is cool. All right, we've officially diverged off of the route that has you on the absolute coast. We're still on the Costa route, which is the main route. It's you see little signs that say Camino de Santiago Portuguese La Costa, Ruta La Costa, or something like that. So it's definitely the coastal route, even though there are other variants and things like that. But you can tell the coastal route still has us running through thick forest, which is awesome. It's nice to see a little change of topology and some greenery in our lives. Still lots of greenhouses and farms around here. Lots of cats and dogs and things like that. But probably can't see it, but we can still see the sea view, ocean now. Not so much beach view, but sea view, which is pretty cool.
Back on too.